Hello everyone, welcome back to a new YouTube cast. Today we're going to be having a look at a game, or a series, between Serral and TY. Once again from the most recent DreamHack Masters Summer Seasonal Finals. We're going to be having a quick look at our boy Serral as he takes on the latest GSL winner, obviously, TY. It's actually quite funny. TY kind of, I don't want to say his retirement, but he announced that he was going to become a GSL caster, I think somewhere last year. And ever since then, he's been performing extremely well on the GSL. He's also been performing. He's been making some YouTube videos over on his YouTube channel, which are kind of high quality. I think he has a pretty decent editor as well. He'll just stuff about his daily life, all StarCraft related, of course. But he'll do some interviews. He'll walk around. They had a pretty fun one where they visited Armani and Special. So yeah, it's good stuff. It seems like the more he focuses on other things, the better he does in the game. Let's see if it stays true for this series as well against Serral. Of course, Serral is a different level of opponent compared to the Zergs he faces most often. I mean, there's a lot of very, very good Korean Zergs, but there's no Korean Zerg quite like Serral. Serral has been showing again and again how extremely dominant he has been over the past 2 years, and probably continue to will be. Very, very dominant. Now we have a hatchery first against just a standard Reaper expand. I mean, you basically dream these openings at this point. Always funny to see the Zerg so carefully scouting every location, being deadly afraid of any type of proxy play. Actually foregoing this area. I'm not sure why that is. Perhaps he knows it's not possible to get there without the Overlord seeing it, but might be hard to believe. No SCV scout coming out of TY does not deem it necessary. A lot of the time we do see an SCV scout trying to block some type of third CC, but I guess if you're not SCV scouting, it's going to be difficult to do that. So yeah, that's not going to be happening for now. We have the first Reaper coming out, trying to take down a Ling. And as always, Serral loses absolutely nothing. Queen comes out, will push away this Reaper and then go for the creep tumor. Most likely third base has been started here for Serral. This Urubu is making sure that that's the case as well. Oh, 2 Marines actually moving out. We'll be able to get this Overlord. Overlord should not be able to make it back here in time, right? No, definitely not. Overlord is going to die. That's a pretty big loss to take here for Serral. Also started Overlord speed for now. Ooh, that's actually kind of nasty, because his Overlord didn't need to be out at all. If he was getting Overlord speed, I mean, his Overlord could have been hiding for all I cared. You don't actually need it to be very close to the opponent's base in that case. Now, of course, Serral easily recovered by building an extra Overlord, but it's always painful to lose 100 minerals this early into the game and get a slight supply block, kind of snowballing you down even further. Couple of injects going down. Here come the pneumatized carapace. Let's see what Serral will see here. He's going to be seeing a double factory play, Blue Flame Hellion. A very powerful build, a build that has won a lot of games outright, but when Scout is just a little bit weaker. It's funny how on Golden Wall a lot of Terrans always seem to want to do some type of aggression. We saw Innovation lately with the double starport BC against Reynor. Just in general, this map for some reason kind of incentivizes Terran to be like, alright, let me just go, you know, let me just get a couple of extra factories, or let me just get a second starport, or let me just get a couple of Banshees. Always some type of aggression, not a lot of the standard triple CC stuff, 6 Hellion Liberator, or anything like that. Now, this is one of the better Terran maps in the pool currently. Some Zergs even consider it a veto, which should indicate that it's a pretty bad map for Zergs. Oh, 2 drones do go down, 1 Hellion goes down, but also a bunch of Lings went down, so overall a pretty worthwhile trade, I'd say, especially because he's producing so many Hellions. Now he's going to follow this up with Stim, so it's going to be into bio actually. Oh, I love that. Oh, it's so good by Serral. Actually, it's gonna get some type of semi-surround. We'll be able to get one Hellion. Second Hellion is about to fall as well, so another Hellion goes down. That was really, really sick. I love that wall. I mean, his plan is to get roaches eventually. Or at least he has a roach ward. Right? Yeah, okay, in the wall. Couldn't find it for a second. He's gonna get 2 roaches from now, but the Hellions are already making the dive. 2 roaches won't be out for his 8 workers do go down, so honestly a pretty decent haul here for TY, who's now at 49 workers against the 48 of Serral. Serral's producing a lot of roaches. Is this some kind of counter attack? I mean, to be honest, what TY has been doing so far is pretty risky. There's not a single tank out yet. I mean, there's a tank on the way, but that's all a little late in my opinion. Of course, when you play double factory mass Hellion, you're just going to be a bit vulnerable to roach attacks. Luckily, that wasn't the case up until now. This is looking an awful lot like an all-in. Or well, as close to an all-in as you're going to get, really. With Serral. Still has 48 workers, so could potentially transition out of it if he does a lot of damage, but we're talking about a lot of damage. This is not let's just force a lift on the 3rd base damage. This is kill every SCV on the 3rd damage. TY is gonna decide to actually hold his 3rd base. I guess he has too much real estate here to just give it up. 4 depots, fifth one going down. 8 tanks doing fantastic damage. Gonna see a couple of transfuses coming out as well. 2nd tank has finished now. And with 2 tanks, I'm having a very, very hard time seeing what the hell it is that Serral wants to achieve here. I mean, tanks just shooting away at these roaches, at these queens. Lings are flooding in right now, but the Bluefin Hellions are doing a good job holding on as well. Not a single tank has gone down. A couple of more transfuses on these Ravagers. Biles raining down on the tanks. Doesn't even get a GG gets called. YouTube TY wins the 1st game. Let's head into game number 2. See if Serral can make it happen there. Alright, game number 2 between TY and Serral. TY up 1-0 of course. See if there's going to be some type of change of pace here for either player, or both are content with how their openings went and they're just going to continue on this game. Of course, Serral did lose a lot of workers in that early game, probably leading into that decision to kind of roach both. After he lost those workers, he was like, I don't think there's any way I can get back into this game. He had no upgrades going. His lair was pretty late, so not even a fast spire was possible. Tried to attack, but not quite it. Was not quite it indeed. You have a barracks being produced here into a gas hatch first on the other side of the map. And a drone scout here coming out of Serral, making sure that there's no proxy Raxes. That's interesting. We haven't seen this a whole lot. I like it though. Showing some confidence. Making sure that he can't get proxy Rex. Also makes it a little easier for your first Overlord to just straight fly across, right? Because Serral will lose a bunch of minerals doing this, of course. Scouting around the map does cost money. Or well, just gives you less money. This drone could have been mining. Especially when you're still not fully saturated on these mineral patches. It's quite painful, and this drone is scouting for a solid 30-40 seconds. It's gonna cost him 30-40 minerals really, which is a big deal. Usually Zergs kind of feel that when they want to start speed, because they'll have the gas for speed but not quite the money, and continuously building drones. So we'll see if that be a factor at all. On the other hand, of course, TY once again playing his standard, also standard Reaper Marine expand. No SCV scout for a 2nd time in a row. Let's see if Serral is catching on to that. Might want to do some type of pull first in the next game. Are we going to see a drone move towards the 3rd base? Yes, here we go. Beautifully dodges this Reaper. Who's gonna go for... Huh? Hello? Oh well. I was gonna go a little bit further, I guess. Yeah, this Reaper goes into... Once again, try to do something. Link speed is on the way right now. Factory coming out as well. See what the next set of choices is going to be. Oh, I love this move by Serral. Of course, with that very fast Overlord does give you the perk of being able to fly to this area pretty much unspotted. Third CC on the way. Okay, this is quite greedy, honestly. This is how innovation played for a very, very long time. We're gonna see the starport go down, second gas soon as well. And some cars most likely. Oh, we're gonna see cars before the second gas. Reaper has achieved a single kill. Nice. What was it? A ling? Actually got a ling, and I wasn't watching it. First time I don't watch it, and the first time ever that Terran actually gets something done with his Reaper. Of course, except for scouting. There's a oh my god, that's a big deal. Losing his Reaper like that is not good, because it's very nice to have to deny early creep tumors, or to at least make the Zerg more careful about spreading his early creep. It also allows you to spot where the first Zerglings are going. Now, most likely we're just gonna see these Hellions stay at home. We have a Banshee on the way. Triple CC Banshee, still 2 gas. Looking an awful lot, still like bio play. This is just a safety Banshee, or what is this? No cloak on the way. So Banshee shouldn't be able to do too much. Stim not starting yet. You see how careful TY is so far with moving his Hellions across the map. He's gonna send them now, but he has the next car available, or the next 2 cars available for run-bys. He's always leaving units at home. Of course, it is because he's playing quite greedy, but it's also because he lost his Reaper in the early game. That does not help. Oh, this is a very fast flow. This is such a good economical position here for TY that if he just gets a little bit of damage done, he's gonna be extremely happy. Barracks 2 and 3 are on the way as well. We have our reactor going down on this factory. Now, I'd love to see the E-base come down soon. We can start those upgrades going. Serral already has his started. Playing double Evo before layer here. We'll be going into 3 gas now. I wouldn't be surprised to see a 4th base go down at some point in the future as well. Seems to me that Serral has similar ideas of what is good in this matchup. Here we go, hatchery goes down. It's gonna be interesting to see what Serral decides to do here. Will he take those extra gases perhaps to go into Hydralisk later on, or are we going to be staying on pure Lingbane for now? Banshee cloaking field finally finishes. Where are these 2 Banshees at? Look, I haven't seen them in a while. Oh, there they are. Gonna try to do some damage in between mineral lines. Pick up a drone. Pick up a queen perhaps. There comes the first drone that goes down. 2, 3, 4 drones end up falling. So much damage on that Banshee as well. I'm not even sure how great this is for you. 4 drones is nice. If that's all you're gonna get, then I don't think the Banshees are too worth it, honestly. You force out a couple of oversteer and you force out some spores, but yeah. I don't know, what is this? He's just creating a complete secondary wall around the CC. I haven't seen that before. I guess to protect it against paneling run-bys. Usually you can just lift though. This would make more sense with a planetary. He's just gonna go for a massive full wall. Or at least that's what it looks like for now. 1-1 has finished for Serral, who still on 5 gas. Here comes the Hydra then. Will go down. We saw a scan coming out of TY. Making sure that it wasn't some type of fast spire play, which I think he knows that it isn't a fast spire. It seems very, very unlikely to me that this is going to be a fast spire. Still have no gas in the main base here for TY. What are we at? 5 barracks. Factory. Wouldn't be surprised. Oh wait, we already have a 4th CC on the way. Second factory should come down quickly as well. He's lacking a bit in gas though. You see, he's desperately trying to take extra gases at this point, but he doesn't have the money to, or the gas really, to start up 2-2 for now. That's actually quite painful. Very important for Terran to continuously have their upgrades going. Now we have 2 medevacs going into the main base. I think there's a mine in here as well. Serral is criminally out of position here, honestly. Saw everything coming, but a little slow to react. Luckily, Zerglings do have the speed of light, of course, but this is a little bit painful here for Serral, who really gets caught apart. I feel like if TY had decided, instead of going for the pool, to just clear some workers, that would have been a lot more worth it, but hard to say, of course. Aliens do end up getting cleaned up. As 8 racks and 2 factory play is the follow-up here for TY, who's still continuing to build mines against Hydras. Usually you want to be building some tanks. TY, however, is just up 20 supply. Really not doing too much. He's just has more stuff. You see a couple of Marauders coming out as well now. What do we have for the second factory? Tech lab on the way. Sensor towers are starting. I still feel like TY is not aware. Okay, yeah, he should be aware that there's Hydra lists now. And he scans the Hydra then. Drops into the... terrible. He still hasn't started 1-2-2. He has to have forgotten. There's no way otherwise that this is possible. He must have forgotten. He's gonna be in such a bad spot once the 2 finishes for the Malayan Carapace. I just want to see what TY does. Oh my god, this is so bad. Because his 2-2 is about to finish soon. So soon he will look at the E-base. And he'll be like, wait a second. Oh no. Yeah, there we go. +2 starting. That's really, really bad for TY. Because he was planning on doing some type of push. Now, I doubt this push would have done anything because there's Hydra and no tanks. But not having 2-2 actually kind of makes him vulnerable all of a sudden. For this army of Ling Bane is very, very scary. Fifth base on the way. That has to be off center by at least 2 little grids on the map. Maybe 3. Maybe that's very far off. Here's bunker. Baneling run by will be heading into that bunker. Decent micro so far coming out of TY. Baneling's not doing their job yet in that mineral line. Here we go. 8 workers do fall. Same time. Oh my god. He just dies. This is why you get tanks against Hydras, guys. This is why you get tanks against Hydra. Serral is like, well, I might just pick up the accidental win here when I'm starting with a run by. Just go for the kill. So, well done there by Serral. Actually takes game number 2. We'll be heading in game number 3 very, very soon. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to game number 3. Where once again we have TY playing his standard Reaper expand. But this time we have... Actually, Serral also doing the exact same thing. Who am I kidding? This time we do have an SCV scout. Now, I believe that is because of this map. So, on this map, there's only one potential third base that Zerg can take. Well, unless you count this as a potential third, which it really isn't. But so this is really the only third base that Zerg can take. Now, with an SCV scout, if you can block that, you're kind of forcing the Zerg into... I'm not even quite sure what you're forcing them into. But you're gonna be forcing them into something big. That much I can tell you. Some type of 2-base Mura play, maybe some other type of 2-base play, but you're basically gonna change the game plan of your opponent very much so, and you can prepare for it, right? You know, okay, he's gonna be playing 2-base. I always wondered why Terrans never blocked the natural. It feels like if you get such a fast Reaper, it must be way more worth it than if TOS does it. But they never do. They never do. We have Overlord speed against the same build as we saw last game. Very fast triple CC here. Here comes the queen. We'll push it away. Oh, that's good. Sometimes we'll see a bunker being built or an eBay or... most of the time I think it's a bunker actually. Helps a lot at blocking that third base. At least temporarily. Metabolic boost as well as pneumatized carapace is coming out here for Serral. So once again that Overlord speed, this time without losing an Overlord randomly on the map, like he did on that Golden Wall game. Ooh, same build from TY actually. As he did on Golden Wall. I can't remember if the 3rd CC was so quick back then as well. There's 2 SCVs just completely idling. I hope TY does recognize that at some point. That's very expensive. There we go. Second gas coming down. And this time we're gonna see a very fast Roach War, and he's gonna need to clear probably 1 or 2 of these tumors after they spread their creep further, so he can fully wall this. You don't want Hellions to be able to slip through there. Altogether, of course, this is a way easier map to defend for Serral than it is on Golden Wall. There's way less, with less area to defend. Now he realizes, wait a second, can we build my Evo here? So he will, yeah, there we go. I need to kill these tumors. Yeah, that's a good call. That is a good call. Me and him, we're on the same wavelength. What can I say, guys? So he's a champion. I could be a champion. So practically the same person. A bunch of cars moving forward. We'll fall very quickly. Oh yeah, this is terrible. 3 cars went down, killed like 3 links. Actually killed 3 links. Nice. I mean, this is probably as bad as it's gonna get. If you compare this to last time where Serral lost a bunch of links just randomly for free beforehand already. He ended up losing like 8 and 9 drones as well. He was equaling workers at like 47 last time. This time he's 52 against 44. He has roaches out to defend. I'm not a massive fan of them pushing out here. I guess Serral feels confident enough that he can stop any type of run by. Oh, this is a deep dive here by TY. Oh, that's gonna be a yikes from me, guys. That's gonna be a big yikes from me. 10 more drones on the way here for Serral. No fort base on the way yet, but oh my god, so smart. Just as I say it, he sends out his drone, gets a fort base 1-1. Has started for Serral, so very similar setup to that Everdream game, which makes some sense that was a win. So probably want to be going into that Hydra Bane again. Hydra Bane really coming back in popularity, at least when it comes to Serral. I've seen him play it a bunch against Clem as well. Yeah, for a long time it seemed that Lingbane Muta was the only game in town. Oh, and here we go, Lingbane Muta. Perhaps the only game in town on Eternal Empire. Of course, not as easy to attack people on this map as it is on for example, Everdream, so Hydra is not as popular. We have seen Reynor experiment, by the way, with a bit of lurker play as well, which has been really cool to watch, but he really seems to be the only person capable or willing of playing that weird lurker style that he adores so much. Serral, keen to stick to whatever is standard. Here we go with that Spire. Baneling speed on the way. We have no move out yet here for TY. Has 2 tanks out already. I mean, he does need to get tanks, right? That's just how it works. Do need to get those tanks out in case of any type of roach aggression like we saw on Golden Wall. But now he's stuck on some tanks, even though he much rather would be going into mines very quickly. We have 1 mine on the way. This one should also start producing mines pretty quickly. Drilling claws, please. He should be absolutely fine. Roach is moving across the map. There is some resources in the bank for them. The Mutalisks, we have 11 Mutalisks starting right now. A couple of Banes as well being morphed. As we see the army of TY just poking, just sharking on the map as we call it. Absolutely sharking. Looking for any type of pickup, maybe get a creep tumor here and there, maybe a couple of links. Keep Serral honest by putting some mild aggression on. Not the most brilliant Widowmine hit, but we'll have to do for now. What do we have here? Mutas flying into... Oh my god, there's nothing there. TY, no! Not a single turret ready, really not prepared whatsoever for these Mutalisks. There's a turret in the main base, positioned for some type of Bane and got good Single Mutalisk Micro coming out of Serral here. Who is it? 190 supply. Creep spread. I mean, it hasn't been contested yet, and for the fact that it hasn't been contested very much, I feel like it could have been a little bit better, no? 11 creep tumors have gone down, but I think that was mainly over here. I mean, we're 9 minutes in game, and we have a single tumor going through the middle. We have triple tumors going towards that right side, but yeah, really not that impressive a creep spread. Now, I say that, and of course, I know it's a lot better than anything I would ever do, but I feel like if we're watching Serral, usually we see a creep covering a lot more. Perhaps not finding it as necessary to focus on that when he has this big Muta count and is really focused on just growing that Mutalisk count, at least temporarily it seems like. Seems to be completely content with that. 70 Mutalisk are out, 2-2 is on the way. +2 attack is actually a little ahead here for TY. I'm not quite sure if that's going to matter at all in this game. We're going to be seeing another big attack probably on this fourth base. Yes, here come the Banelings. 24 are being morphed for now. Let's see what these Mutalisks can achieve. One turret goes down in 2 shots. Second turret doesn't even get cancelled, and Mutalisk once again will be able to get a bunch of SCV. 65 workers here for TY. TY is moving out across the map. There's a lot of Banelings there though. Decent connections with the Widow Mines actually. Will be able to clean up a lot of those Banes, but only thing remaining for now is going to be a Thor. There's a Baneling drop over here at the natural of TY. I mean, this is a dead Thor unless he picks it up. There we go. Might still be a dead Thor, honestly. No. Serral realizing it might not be worth it. Need to start working on re-establishing that creep. We have what? 29 Banelings on the way, 21 more going up. These Banelings are gonna go blast a planetary somewhere on the map. Turret will get 2 shot once again, of course. No +2 air attack weapons on the way yet. Now there is a sensor tower here. Let's see how Serral will deal with that. He's just gonna go in. Here we go. What is the defense? There's 1 mine, there's a tank, 2 tanks. Here we go. This is it for this base as it dies. 10 workers will go down with it as well. There's no 4 CC. These Mutalisks are just gonna reign supreme here as there's no anti-air whatsoever to speak of. And at this point all Serral needs to do is defend. And he has a pretty comfortable setup. He has 3-3 on the way, he has Adrenal Glands on the way, Burrow. This is, if you're TY and you watch this replay, you're gonna be extremely sad because not only did you get completely crushed, but you got crushed in a fight where your opponent was researching like 1k worth in upgrades as well. That could have been like another 25 Banelings instead, but no, Serral playing for the long con, even though he just killed the forward base, will move forward. Army supply actually very close, but a lot of that is in medevacts, and even though Marines are pretty decent, they're not that great once Banelings are involved, so TY has to move back, and I guess once this push gets kind of taken the momentum out of it, there's not much that TY really can do. His production is so much worse than what Serral has currently. Well, his production is actually pretty decent, but his income is so little that he can't really make use of that production. See the float from the 3rd CC from the main going towards that 4th base. Now, it does have a lot of mules there, but I have a feeling it might just not be enough. 7 more Mutalisks are on the way. Adrenal Glands finished up. We have 3-3 being very close to being finished, and once that finishes, every single fight is going to get so much harder for TY, who is severely lacking in splash with only 2 Widow Mines on the map so far. Yeah, it's not brilliant. It really is not brilliant here for TY. Scans the main base, sees the Ultralisk Cavern go down, sees that there's a hive as well. It's gotta piss him off a little bit. Here come the Mutalisk into the natural, and it's just gonna be so hard for TY. He's gonna start getting his +3 attack, but if he waits for +3 attack, I have a hard time seeing how he's ever gonna win this game, because by that point Serral's gonna have like a 3k, 4k bank, or well, 5k bank probably. If nothing of substance happens here. in the way of fighting. I think Serral might just go and end it. 20 more workers go down. Mutalisk once again will be flying back into the natural. 50 Mutalisks show up, get a couple of SCVs. I mean, what is there really to do here for TY? A bunch of changelings dropping down. Just taunting TY at this point. Ooh. That could be a juicy target, but no. The female Karak gets skipped for now. As here comes the final fight most likely. Less Marines than Mutas. Really, less Marines than anything that Serral has. GG gets called and Serral takes game number 3, putting himself at match point. We will be going into game number 4. Let's see if TY can take it back or if Serral will be able to finish off the series. Alright, game number 4 between TY and Serral. So once again we have the exact same openers as we have had in the past few games. Here on Pillars of Gold, one of those maps which I believe is extremely good for Zerg. Which makes sense. First map was Golden Wall, which is good for Terran. Second is Everdream, which Zergs like. And then the last map was Eternal Empire, which most Terrans seem to dig. So this is most likely going to be Serral's map pick. Which means the last map pick kind of got broken. Which is bad. You always want to be winning your own map picks. It's kind of important. Especially in TVZ where it seems such a big difference between a favorite map for Terran and a favorite map for Zerg. A lot of the Protoss matchups don't have this as much, where most maps are kind of fine and most of the time just the better player wins, but it seems that the TVZ scores seem very dependent on maps as well. Especially a map like Golden Wall, you hardly ever see a Zerg win. Pillars of Gold and Everdream is very, very difficult for Terran. We see the Reaper making its way across the map, of course. It's going to be doing a quick scout on this third base. Metabolic boost as well as Overlord speed coming out here for Serral. We have YouTube TY coming out with some slick builds. I have no clue what this is. I have never seen this in my life. We have a single Hellion, a single mine, 2 more Hellions on the way. I guess this is world's weirdest drop. So he's gonna be out of here before he actually gets spotted. Serral might believe that this is some type of Liberator play. How many Hellions do we have? We have 3 Hellions. We're gonna get another Liberator. We see Stim. 3rd CC will start at some point in the future. I must. Can only imagine, right? So nothing in position here to deal with the drop. Here comes the drop. Oh. Oh wow, that's a massive hit. 6 workers. Ooh. That's absolutely 11 workers. This is it. Right? 11 workers go down within an instant. I mean, TY is going to be light years ahead after this. He does lose the Hellions, which sucks. Much rather would have seen him keep the Hellions alive. We still have 3 Marines here with this army. 12 workers have gone down here. Follow up is going to be a 3rd CC. I mean that the worker count still is pretty good. I'm not actually sure how good the situation is for TY. I said, man, this looks over, but units lost is in favor of TY, which is normal, I guess, if you're playing Hellions. We're gonna see a 4 Hellion drop follow-up. There's still 16 links out. Evos are gonna be late for Serral comparatively, but I don't know, it feels like his situation kind of is fine, which I don't quite understand. Seems very, very weird. 3rd CC is on the way here for TY. Oh, accidentally clicked somewhere wrong. I guess his Medivac is just gonna get repaired. He still has 4 cars. He invested a lot in cars, by the way. That is really quite painful. Now, I guess one of the things that TY really has going for himself is that he does have Stim, if combat's on the way, he's actually gonna have a pretty powerful timing here with his first 3 medevacs. I wish he would repair this medevac a little faster. These guys are gonna turn into Hellbats real quick. That's why their armory is so fast. There's not gonna be any type of bailing speed. There's not gonna be any upgrades here for Serral. I'm not saying this push is going to win, but I say this push is going to be able to do quite a bit. At least scare Serral straight. That's for sure. It's not that many Marines actually. Oh yeah, there's way more Marines. There's Marines in the back, but... Oh man, now this is absolutely nothing. Oh yeah. I mean, a lot of links did end up falling, and it was probably a decent enough trade, but Serral stayed on 64 workers here. His upgrades are getting close to being up. I thought he was going to have way more Marines for this, but I guess his main production hadn't really kicked in yet. He's reactored barracks. Army supply still being extremely even. We have it seems to be a Baneling drop set up here. Hello, where are these guys going? Just gonna be morphing in a couple of Banes over there. Pre-spread looking healthy. Hydra Bane is the unit choice here for Serral. See what he can do with it. 2 more drops. Well, this is just the clean denial drop. Like, just the clean drop, right? That's just here for the clean, nothing else. If we manage to get a couple of tumors, they'll pick up, and they'll keep looking for more tumors to take out. Now the sickest thing to do with these drops is to queue them up in a way that there is some type of chaos on the map, and then you use it. Or when your opponent is going to be microing his drops or whatever, you just send it in, drop them, and hope for the best. Single spore here, we'll be able to potentially stop this. Once again, Serral out of position. His drop defense hasn't been that great so far this series, or like his anticipation to drops hasn't been brilliant. Put it like this. I mean, in the end, the drops barely do any damage, so I guess anticipation isn't that necessary. If the units literally move at the speed of light. Flaws completed as well. 2-2 on the way here for Serral. 2-2 once again not on the way for TY. Being very dedicated to this push. 12 workers have gone down. There must have been the Baneling drop which I missed. Nice. TY also seems to have missed it. Another thing new on TY share. Force CC is about to finish up. SCV count is a little bit low though. And without 2-2, oh my god, is he just gonna forget 2-2 once again, or does he just not have the money for it? This Liberator's doing some work though. 6 drones going down, that's nice. See, this drop is doing some work. Oh, the spore went down, now the lip comes in. I love it. I'm a fan. Would love to see this lip just saved, but instead it's gonna go down against these Hydra lists. Still no 3-3 here for TY. He's not mining any extra gas. I mean, what is the follow-up plan here for TY then? I don't see it. He needs to be getting extra gas in order to afford his upgrades. I just don't know what he's got. Why is he building mines against the Hydra Bane army? I don't understand. I do not understand at all. He's gonna be playing a Mine Marine Marauder against what seems to me an army that requires tanks to deal with. And 2 upgrades. He's gonna be down 2 entire upgrades at this point. That's really bad for Terran. He starts it now, but by the time that +2 finishes, Serral will already have started this +3 quite a while. Doesn't have his hive yet, but I can feel it's gonna be on the way soon. 8 gas going down now for TY, so going from 4 gas straight into 8. His resource management seems to be a little bit off here. 6 TC coming down, we have a 5th going down here. Could be for an orbital, could be just for a planetary in the top left. Marines will try to defend. This probably won't be possible. I mean, without any type of splash, yeah. Everything's just too powerful. One tank in the back will be able to clean up a little bit of them. Banelings have a death wish as they just suicide into this mechanical unit. Drops on the left get cleaned up. Actually, there's not a lot of TY left on the map right now. There's no TY left on the map right now. He has a single tank, 18 Marines, and 2 Marauders, 75 workers though, so healthy worker count. Once this 5th base finished, maybe he can do something there. Only a single sensor tower as well. No sensor tower on that left side. See more 40 banelings on the way. No hive starting yet either. Well, no hive starting because the hive's already done. 3 upgrades will start, or at least +3 melee attacks. Adrenal starts as well. We have a baneling run, but it isn't sufficient in size to just right click this planetary. This CC is never gonna see the light of day as a planetary, I can tell you that much. This guy is not gonna have a good time. Another burrowed link. Another burrowed link. 2 extra factories on the way. Is that what for tanks? I love it, the mine still survives. We got a decent hit up as well. Lots of Marauders here in this army. We have a big flank setup as well. Now sensor tower, I don't think sees this actually. This flank could do a lot. This is the game ending type of flank, you know, where half of the army is out of position. TY is just gonna get absolutely blasted. 4th base is gonna get blown up together with all of his SCVs. This production is gonna go down. Serral still at 191 supply. He's gonna back up for a bit as the banelings are running out. He's fighting off creep, of course. Now there is the replacement CC. These factories are gonna start tech labs. Vipers are on the way for now. 28 banelings coming in. What is... Oh! What a way that would be to end it, eh? Banelings on Burrow will move forward, mine with some friendly fire. GG gets called as Serral wins the series 3-1 and will advance on to the next round. Thanks everyone for watching. If you did enjoy, don't forget to hit that like button, helps me out a lot. Subscribe to this channel as well, and I'll hopefully see you all next time for the next video. Bye bye.